We cannot fight an intense war for more than 10 days, 10-15 days. Do you know that? क्योंकि आप बुज़दिल हो, आपकी बुज़दिल कौम है. I say this to my military audiences. This is how they have measured you. राजनाथ सिंह, अगली बार हम कुछ और करेंगे. अरे भाई, अगली बार करते करते तो कुछ होता तो है नहीं. वो अगली बार की उम्मीद रखते. Every time there's a terrorist incident, as I've been advocating, we take big slices of POK.
तो कोई रेलेवेंस है वैसे पीओके लेने का?
क्यों नहीं है?
Is it a
पूरा वखान कॉरिडोर, the whole time frontage on Central Asia आपके पास होगा. How are you comparing yourself to US? They can afford anything. I am a rich man. I can do whatever I want.
So it was a rich man's mistake, you're saying, sir?
My furniture.
Unka, it was a rich man's mistake, absolutely.
It is a rich man's folly. You have to be in the lead. Government को क्या पता?
तो 36 बिलियन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं सर एंड
अब वो ड्रोन की बात कर रहे हैं, but अभी तक हुआ तो कुछ नहीं है ना. If we go up against China, for God's sake, the army is nothing. By the way, I keep saying. The PLA is crap. It's a shit force. But the technology they've invested, now they've become rich, they can afford their folly.
What do you expect the Indian Air Force to be flying on the night of 7th of May?
The kind of automated systems, long-range standoff weaponry. It's standoff weaponry. It's not the combat aircraft platform anymore. Our intelligentsia is not very intelligent. That उनको कुछ समझ है on the defense matters. Upgrade in the Navy thing. What is the most vulnerable platform? A ship. I'm waiting for the Iranians to sink a goddamn American warship. I said Tejas will be obsolete before it's made.
So one of the things that you've been very very clearly mentioning कि पाकिस्तान का जो न्यूक्लियर ब्लफ है वो कॉल आउट हो जाएगा, जो सिंदूर में हैपेंड. अगर वो न्यूक्लियर ब्लफ था जो कि प्रूव हो गया, राइट, देन व्हाई डिड वी स्टॉप? बिकॉज डिड दे नो समथिंग that we also knew and that's why we stopped? कुछ limitation?
There's nothing, no limitation. Opportunities don't come a begging. They're not repeated. In military terms, in particular, you lose an opportunity, you lose it forever. You trip and you declare it to the world, to the PLA. You can trip it, we will react.
We should abandon our no first use policy.
हम बोल रहे हैं कि minimum deterrence है, हम बोल रहे हैं no first use, और ये जोकर पता नहीं अपनी लगा रहे हैं. What do diplomats specializing in their areas provide to the government? The basis of making strategic policies is absent in our policy making.
I'm very privileged to have Professor Bharat Karnad today with me on the show. Thank you, sir, for coming in. You've been a veteran and almost 5 decades of experience in terms of on the matters related to national security. I understand what I know about you is that you were part of the committee which helped India draft its nuclear doctrine. You've been an emeritus professor for Center for Policy Research, part of various national security advisory committees. And to start with, if we don't have this, what do you expect the Indian Air Force to be flying on the night of 7th of May?
You won't be flying. There's no need to fly. Didn't you see Sindoor? Didn't you? This is the problem. Our intelligentsia is not very intelligent. That उनको कुछ समझ है on the defense matters. What was Sindoor about? Which I pointed out immediately. Go to my blog. You will see. What is the first thing I said? Platforms don't matter anymore. The standoff weapons you fire matter. I think you can have any old khachra Indian Airlines plane up laga do, fire a missile. So, I mean, you don't need a combat aircraft costing you, you know how much a Rafale costs?
So that's a platform choice.
No, platform is the main thing, yeah.
Sir, I agree with that, and that's
what the Air Force. Who are these jockeys? They are basically jockeys, you know. You drive a taxi, you drive a plane. ठीक है, the difference is your combat aircraft, you need your... I went to a military school, just so you know. And my military school, my cohort is all generals, air marshals. And then I used to lecture to them at the defense colleges. I said, because you jokers don't know what warfare is trending toward.
So...
we are still stuck in the traditional Second World War kind of thing. वही tank, वही artillery, long range, वही पुरानी चीजें. अरे यार, upgrade your Air Force, upgrade your Navy, upgrade your... In the Navy thing, what is the most vulnerable platform? A ship.
We're still
I'm waiting for the Iranians to sink a goddamn American warship. I'm so waiting and hoping that they'll do it. America khatam ho jayegi.
You think it's an end of man flight, sir?
Man combat planes, yes, I've been saying it. Do you know for how long? It was, I don't know, even know, for something called Illustrated Weekly that Times of India had. It was Khushwant Singh. Have you heard of Khushwant
Yes,
Singh?
sir, I've heard.
Okay, he was the editor at that time.
Yes, sir.
I was in America and I wrote he said, okay, write on, on Tejas when it was starting. I said, Tejas will be obsolete before it's made.
That's the case.
Proved right.
Yes, sir.
And I said the trend is towards unmanned vehicles. 1986 mein.
That's
Unmanned. I said, use it, the Tejas, as a platform development. And then go off into unmanned. Because that's where the warfare is trending. I'm just saying, had the Air Force and the government taken that advice, we would have been a terrifically effective Air Force. अब चाइनीज ला रहे हैं जेट है ना, वो क्या चीज़ है, उड़ा दो. If you have had the kind of automated systems, long range standoff weaponry. Standoff weaponry. It's not the combat aircraft platform anymore.
So you think that the decision that we may take of buying 114 Rafales, it's the game is already
I've
up.
been opposing it for donkey's years. And the Air Force hates me for everything. But that's why I keep saying what I'm saying to you, I say to them.
But sir, you said
फिर
in
भी they keep,
1987.
I think they're ultimately, I said this, I lectured to the higher command courses at College of Air Warfare, Secunderabad, and the College of Naval Warfare, Goa, and the Army War College in Mao. I say exactly, I talk to them the way I talk to you. Kya socho? So you have to be ahead of the technology curve and the trend curve in warfare. We are so far behind. All we end up trying to do is catch up. Ab Ukraine ko dekho. A weak power taking on Russia and they finish them off. Standoff weaponry.
Sir, 1986,
drones.
1986 में हमने ये बात की थी. And yes, we see that cost asymmetry, we see the overall lethality of the modern warfare now. Why did even then 86 में जब आपने ये बात की, even when you were in US kept on investing into the manned aircraft?
They can afford their follies, yeah. I keep saying, don't compare yourself to any other country. You're a poor third-rate, fourth-grade country. You're a developing state. Your per capita income kya hai? What's your per capita income?
So
it's nothing. So how are you comparing yourself to US? They can afford anything. I am a rich man. I can do whatever I want.
So it
I'll
was a
go
rich man's
make a
mistake, you're
bonfire
saying,
of
sir.
my furniture.
Unka, it was a rich man's mistake, absolutely, right?
It
They
is
investing
a rich
heavily.
man's folly. It's a folly de grandeur, as de Gaulle used to
Which
say.
they can afford to do it.
It's a grand folly. Yeah, they can afford it. I keep saying these are countries that can afford their follies, military follies. It's we who have to be concerned about husbanding our resources properly. Isn't that true? A poor man has to count his pennies. And we are the one that. What's the title of that film? Kamai Paisa expenditure in rupees. Kya tha wo?
I'm not good with films, sir. I am not
I
able
don't
to
know
recall
either,
which
but
one you're
I thought
talking about.
it described our
Amdani Athani,
defense policy very
okay.
well. Amdani,
Athani kharcha, something, yeah.
रुपया, whatever. ऐसे ही हमारी नौबत आ गई है ना. पैसे तो है नहीं. And then you make the wrong choices. You waste your money.
And then you're not
Why?
able to-
And shouldn't the Air Force be in the lead in technology? They are spearheading. Shouldn't they be aware? I mean, when I meet General Anil Chauhan and so on, I said, General Sahab, I mean, you have to be in the lead. Government को क्या पता?
36 billion का contract
हाँ.
कर रहे हैं, sir, and
अब वो ड्रोन वोन की बात कर रहे हैं, but अभी तक हुआ तो कुछ नहीं है ना. In real time, we are still in the same Second World War age. वो टैंक चला रहे हैं, वो आर्टिलरी लॉन्ग रेंज कर रहे हैं. क्या बात है? You should be very lucky that we are Pakistan is what you're considering as an adversary. Or they're completely gunchuckers, I mean, they are even worse than us. So we should be very happy and lucky. I mean, if we go up against China, for God's sake, the army is nothing, by the way, I keep saying. The PLA is crap. It's a shit force. But the technology, they've invested, now they've become rich, they can afford their follies. You know how many, the constellations, satellites, nigrani rakhte hain aap pe? You know how many they have? 1,700 satellites. 1,700.
या 4 जिसमें से
Oh, बाप रे बाप. और क्या, you know, वैसे तो PLA कुछ नहीं है. हम put our regiment against that damn thing, they'll be beaten up black and blue. But that's not the kind of warfare that's going to be.
so
अब
let
वो
me
warfare के लिए हम तैयार तो है नहीं. इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर थोड़ा यहाँ ड्रोन वोन की इतनी बात हो रही है तो यू हैव टू चीफ सेक्रेटरी से कि भाई उनको हम भी ड्रोन इसमें है. क्या ड्रोन इसमें? अबे टॉकिंग अबाउट 5,000 drones. The other day, wasn't there a statement?
right, sir.
5,000 drones for formation. Okay, समझ लिए division strength formation. 5,000 drones क्या चीज होती है यार?
इतनी तो सर मिसाइलें डालती
Ukraine,
अभी ये
हाँ, they use 5,000 in a day. Do you know that? They are the masters of drone warfare. The people who are setting the trend. They are the masters.
and we're
They're
talking about
teaching America how to fight. But we don't want to learn. हम तो भाई उस्ताद हैं, उस्तादों की उस्ताद. So where is the thing? Where do we don't learn? We don't have the resources. We have the resources, misuse them. Oh, by the way, I was the advisor defense expenditure to the Finance Commission, India. Finance Commission, India is a constitutional body, not a statutory body. Defense Ministry used to come to us, "Bhai, हमें और पैसे दे दो." Do you know it's not the government of India that gives? Do you know that? Finance Commission is the most powerful body in the system. People don't know about it. K.C. Pant was the chair. He brought me in, the first civilian to come in and look at the defense budget. And you know what my conclusion was?
what was it, sir?
You can give any amount of money, they'll misuse it. So don't give them money. K.C. Pant was the defense minister. "ये क्या लिख दिया भारत? आप कह रहे हो?" I said yes, because they're going to misuse it. And sure enough, I'm talking about 1992, 10th Finance Commission. Exactly. Last 35 years में क्या किया आपने? आप ये capability बताइए that is world class. One, we cannot fight an intense war for more than 10 days, 10, 15 days. Do you know that? So this is a fact. These are truths. We don't like truth telling. That's a fact of life. We
So-
don't have the capacity. I mean, stamina. We may have intention. We may want to fight until death. Okay. But that's your death. You don't have the resources. आपके पास stamina नहीं है. There's something called, in technical terms, voids. Voids are spare parts, service support. ये सब इसको void कहते हैं. You know what our voids are? Whatever they are. I won't tell you. But it's horrendous. That's why we can't fight wars for more than 10, 15 days. At the most.
and so here
The
we are seeing
great thing, as I said about Pakistan, is they can't fight for more than 7 days.
so we have an easy
So I said in Sindoor, why did we stop?
you've been critical of that, so that we stopped.
I said we should have taken Haji Pir. Look at my post at the time. Up everybody went on a defensive. राजनाथ सिंह, अगली बार हम कुछ और करेंगे. अरे भाई, अगली बार करते करते तो कुछ होता तो है नहीं. वो अगली बार की उम्मीद रखते हुए हम बैठे हुए हैं.
No, so you rightly, so one of the things that you've been very, very clearly mentioning कि पाकिस्तान का जो न्यूक्लियर ब्लफ है वो कॉल आउट हो जाएगा, जो सिंदूर में हैपेंड. बट हियर इज माय क्वेश्चन ऑन दैट, सर, कि अगर वो न्यूक्लियर ब्लफ था जो कि प्रूव हो गया, राइट, देन व्हाई डिड वी स्टॉप? बिकॉज डिड दे नो समथिंग that we also knew and that's why we stopped? कुछ limitation
There's
थी?
nothing, no limitation. वो तो अमेरिकनों के पास भागे ना. अब हम भी हैं. मोदी कॉल्ड अप ट्रम्प. ये हम कर रहे हैं, मारने नहीं जा रहे हैं उनको. टेररिस्ट कैंप्स पे हम अपना अटैक करने में. क्या जरूरत थी बताने उसको? तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं? इज ये ओवरलॉर्ड? डस चाइना टेल अमेरिका, और ट्रम्प जी हम ये करने वाले हैं. साले यही करो वॉक नहीं करना कुछ और उसमें दम नहीं है आप में कि then you say I will take goddamn Haji P and I'll see that it's never repeated. Every time there's a terrorist incident, as I've been advocating, we take big slices of POK. कैसे लाइन में नहीं आएंगे वो? कैसे लाइन में नहीं आएंगे वो?
So कोई relevance है वैसे POK लेने का?
क्यों नहीं है?
Is it a
पूरा वखान कॉरिडोर, the whole damn frontage on Central Asia आपके पास होगा?
so in POK, if we talk about the Gilgit area,
What area?
So the Gilgit-Baltistan area,
हाँ.
right? उस केस में definitely we get an access to the Central Asia, right? But I'm
And
just
China.
and China, and I'm just coming from a point of view कि POK is also having areas which are highly radicalized. क्या हमें वो सोच लेने का कोई तुक है उसको लेने का?
बिल्कुल है.
Apart
How
from
long does it take to de-radicalize?
So have you able to de-radicalize with
Kashmir? No.
people within our country?
No, Kashmir, no.
So I think that de-radicalization is a big problem, sir.
That's not, no, maybe a problem.
And it's not solvable in a democracy.
But what's the most important thing? Territory, land.
Sir, but land
बातें
at
मत
what
करो,
cost?
land कब्जा कर लो, उसके बाद देखा जाएगा.
Sir, land at what cost? मेरे को वहाँ
It
की
doesn't matter what cost. This is precisely the kind of thinking that we lost as Kashmir. We said कि भाई मीरपुरी मुसलमान हैं, वो साले बहुत ही कट्टर हैं, उनको रहने दो, उनको. Do you know that was the argument made to Nehru to stop the operations of Brigade 101 that was going to Nowshera, that was going across to what's that, Muzaffarabad? It stopped there.
But sir, मुझे अगर कोई लैंड लेनी है, मेरे को टेरिटरी लेनी है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम माय आइडियोलॉजी और मेरी एक पोस्चरिंग के अलावा, आई हैव टू सी माय प्रोज एंड कॉन्स ना.
प्रोज एंड कॉन्स की बात ही नहीं है ना. Had you done it, then it would have been over with. You oust this stuff, yeah. At that time, you could have simply kicked out the people.
सर तब की बात अलग है.
नहीं अभी
अब सिचुएशन बदल गई.
बाल्टिस्तान में तो there is a liberation movement. Are you aware of it?
Absolutely, sir.
So therefore, we capitalize on it.
Absolutely,
अब जैसे
sir.
आप
Gilgit Baltistan we should capitalize,
but that is the front ना, पूरा स्कार्डू, पूरा northern area आ गया आपका.
Correct. उसके मेरे को एक वहाँ पे एडवांटेज भी हो सकती है.
क्या disadvantage?
एडवांटेज हो सकती है.
एडवांटेज है ना.
Right.
It's a geostrategic advantage. Everything is geography, by the way. In great power politics, everything is geography. Next comes strategy. तो geostrategy आपका बन गया. You become the central power. Why is Pakistan such a big thing today? Location, location, location. They have the location. हमें वो है नहीं. All I've been saying is you went to the extent of breaking the status quo in Sindoor. You should have gone the whole hog. Had you taken Haji Pir kya hai? It's a salient. A salient is, it's like this. Haji Pir is like this. India is in all three sides. यहाँ पूंछ है, यहाँ उरी है, यहाँ मंडी है. We had army formations, पूंछ, mandi, uri, पूंछ, mandi. Close it off. Special forces cut off on the Uri Poonch line. Then we deal with the Pakistani forces in Haji Pir in detail. But it was decided that this is going to be a missile war. We're going to fire off rockets, and that's the end of that. That's all we'll do. अरे यार, opportunity मिली है. May 9th को आपने air dominance according to your own light. You have achieved air dominance.
20 odd minutes.
You had the freedom of the skies. You could have done anything.
And
what does Rajiv Ghai say? Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, DMO? No, we accepted their ceasefire, offer of ceasefire, which you offered in 7, they didn't take it. But so do you know what the Pakistani DGMO said? Jao.
But so the decision of occupying or going ahead is a political decision, right?
यार वही तो है ना यार. I'm talking about.
तो अगर पीछे से मैसेजिंग ये है कि नहीं हम तो सिर्फ
नहीं, पर आर्मी अपना काम करे ना. Army should be चतर. General Anil Chauhan completely understands. यार बात ठीक है. He doesn't say anything. क्या बात है? She had done something. Why is Rajnath Singh now saying अगली दफा करेंगे? We said it a few days back. देखा आपने? क्या करेंगे? यही करेंगे ना जो करना था आपको. जो करना था आप करते नहीं हैं. और अगली टाइम का वो आप एंटिसिपेट करते हैं कि भी होगा, अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी. Opportunities don't come a begging. They're not repeated. In military terms, in particular, you lose an opportunity, you lose it forever. ये नहीं कि वही अपॉर्चुनिटी आते फिर से आए,
नेक्स्ट टाइम दुश्मन सचेत हो जाएगा वहां पे।
कुछ नहीं है. We lost it. We could have taught Pakistan a lesson. कि hereafter, every time you have a terrorist attack, it doesn't matter. आप करें terrorism, जरूर करें. Because you think it's ऐसे
जहां इतनी मैसेजिंग दी थी और ज्यादा दी
हम
थी।
हर टाइम आप करोगे, we'll take the size of Haji Pir away from you. And we'll keep at it until we take it. जो को आपको न्यूक्लियर जाना है यार, बात, they are not idiots. तो ये this should be the attitude ना. हमारे इतने हम डरे हुए हैं, डरपोक इतने हैं हम लोग, you know, as a country, as a government, आदत हो गई. And we think it's responsible state. We rationalize it to ourselves. We are not cowardly. You know, I remember Hamid Gul telling me, ISI chief, I had been there to Islamabad. I've been Pakistan many times. So in a dinner session, I was called there, and Hamid Gul, I think Ejaz Haidar's dinner at that time. And I was sort of a chief guest, kind of, you know, India se aaye. And just left the National Security Advisory Board, Doctrine. So I was the main feature. So the Ejaz had called Hamid Gul. So we were the main event that evening. By that I mean Ejaz wanted me to debate Hamid Gul. So Hamid told the other that everybody was interested. देखें क्या कहता है Hamid, हमारा Hamid really no General साहब
है ISI chief.
ISI chief. I realized within 2 minutes यार ये बंदा बहुत जोर है. He is a general who can think on his feet. So I said, oh, I had to be on my top game. ऐसे वैसे नहीं चलेगा इसके साथ. So sure enough, we arranged in. सब आजू बाजू में सब लोग तमाशा ही देख रहे हैं. And they were the elite in Islamabad. And we started talking. So I told him, generally we got down to the issue कि इतनी disparity है. आपका इतना छोटा वीक मुल्क है, आप क्या कंपेयर कर सकते हैं हमसे? You know, ultimately what he said? He said, जनाब आप सही कह रहे हैं, हम आपका मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते. Hamid बिल्कुल सही है. उन्होंने, you know, ये कहेगा we'll take on each Musliman is worth 20.
No jingoism.
Not there. आपसे मुकाबला, and I'm virtually quoting his words because it is imprinted in my mind, my memory. He said, जनाब जो कह रहे हैं ठीक कह रहे हैं, हम आपसे मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते. But he says, taking the hard decisions, आप लेंगे नहीं, whatever in Urdu that phrase was. He says, क्योंकि आप बुज़दिल हो, आपकी बुज़दिल कौम है. I say this to my military audiences. This is how they have measured you. ये मत समझे कि, you know, we are the same people. No, they have changed now. The attitude has changed. They have fashioned themselves into a different people now. I keep saying, yeah, I mean, no. They are much more bloody minded. Exactly the kind of stuff I'd wish India was. With so little, कैसे देखो कैसे अपना बना दिया इतने ईरान के इसमें. So the thing is, opportunity मिल गई. They exploited it.
सर लेकिन ना कई चीजें हैं.
चलो.
सर इसमें कई चीजें. एक तरफ आप ये भी कह रहे हैं कि हमारी कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है, हम कहाँ पे हैं, यू नो, क्या नहीं है. वी आर टॉकिंग, वी आर पिचिंग, वी आर ऑलवेज कंपेयरिंग आवरसेल्फ अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान. ठीक है, कमजोर है हमसे, यू नो, मीडियोकर है. आप दूसरी तरफ बोलते हैं कि इन केस ऑफ चाइना पे हमको वहाँ पे पोस्टरिंग दिखानी चाहिए, हमें वियतनाम को के यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियर लगा देना चाहिए, ताइवान लगा देना चाहिए. ऑन वन साइड वी आर नॉट रेडी टेक्नोलॉजिकली.
कौन कहता है नॉट रेडी?
सर
अरे यार,
अभी जो हम बात कर रहे थे
नहीं,
कि फ्रॉम अ प्लेटफॉर्म पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू,
no, not
फ्रॉम अ इकोनॉमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू,
any point of
and
view. The
technology.
point is, this is why I suggested that because we are conventionally inferior to the Chinese, not in terms of fighting quality of troops, but in terms of the paraphernalia and the wherewithal, right? What did I say? In my last book, Staggering Forward, I said, forward deploy our nuclear forces as a
Mountains and
tripwire, as a nuclear tripwire.
tripwire, yes, sir.
Once you set it up, क्या करेंगे वो? You set up your tripwire and you declare it to the world, to the PLA. You can trip it, we will react. It becomes a reactive thing.
Matlab
And
we should-
what did I say by
We should
tripwire?
abandon our no first use policy.
No, वो तो I said jettison it. I was not for first use. But वो Atal Bihari Vajpayee said it before we even got down to drafting. He, May 28, 1998, उनकी statement देखे ना. What did he say? Minimum deterrence.
Minimum deterrence.
NFU. No first use.
Will we have an option कि हम
Prime Minister पहले ही बता दिया यार कि क्या बनना चाहिए. I mean, Subbu says, what are you going to say? I was for
How we
writing.
policy
I was
decide.
for writing an extremely aggressive draft doctrine. He said, Bharat, I'm a civil servant. I know what you write a draft doctrine that's very strong and may make all the sense to you and I because we know understand literature.
But the Prime Minister
But the
has
Prime
already
Minister says, ये क्या बकबक कर रहे हैं, you know?
declared
ये
कर
वो
दिया
तो
उसने
he'll
policy.
trash it. ये you know हम बोल रहे हैं कि minimum deterrence है, हम बोल रहे हैं no first use और ये जोकर पता नहीं कि अपने दबा रहे हैं. I understood Subbu's point. So we then drafted the section 4, which is giving you flexible response, proportionate response. Wo bhi the government, the Brajesh Mishra, you know, I mean, we have a bunch of, I can't, I give up. The NSA to Vajpayee ji, you know, Vajpayee to apne poetry mein lage rehte the. He met us in the National Security Advisor. I met him a number of times. So, a couple of times. So, वो उनकी बस की बात तो थी ही नहीं.
To take hard decisions.
नहीं उसके, you know, he was into his own must. You know, I mean, you talk to him specific, he'll reply to you in generalities. How do you tackle it? आप कुछ कह रहे हैं, वो कुछ कह रहे हैं, उनका रिस्पॉन्स कुछ और है. वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है भाई, ऐसे वैसे मामूली थोड़ी ना कोई. तो ठीक है, I mean, you made whatever you made of it. भाईचारा होना चाहिए, okay, ऐसे, that kind of stuff, you know, I mean, not hard stuff.
There's no action point. There's no bullet strategy.
I don't know about all. I mean, this is the kind of stuff. Brajesh Mishra should have been a corrective. He was a complete.
He was the NSA.
I mean, Brajesh Mishra was a real devastating thing in that entire government. And I was part of the government and I was criticizing the government publicly. Jaswant Singh Hamid, kya kar rahe ho Bharat?
Kus side pe ho bhai?
And he's the one who put me in the National Security Advisory Board. Everybody said, isko mat dalo, you know. Kam tamam kar dega. Simply because I'm not a civil servant. I owe nobody anything. So Jaswant said, you know, Bharat, you are in the government, you are in the first National Security Advisory Board, and you are writing things that are so critical of the government. I said, Jaswant, I didn't ask you to put me there. You know my views. I don't give a damn.
So why is this Cassandra paradox with you? I mean, eloquent, knowledgeable. क्यों नहीं आपकी एडवाइस ली जाती?
No, because it's not.
मतलब आप 50 साल से
No, it's a matter of.
It's like saying the best defense minister India never had.
No.
I mean,
that's the politician. The Jaswant Singh.
By
the way, just
so.
So
Is it sorry, but Professor Saab, is it a
I'm
problem
not,
with you with your relation, or is it a India systemic problem कि भाई हम आपकी तारीफ बहुत करेंगे, आपकी सुनेंगे भी, आपकी बात मानेंगे भी, पर हम implement कुछ नहीं करेंगे.
बात ठीक ऐसी है.
No, do you think it's personal or do you think it's systemic?
No, अरे यार, forget Bharat Karnad. I'm nothing. What I'm saying is some value, no? Everybody agrees. Yes, you're right. How I say it, they don't like it. Okay, fine. I grant it. I'm, acerbic. I'm harsh. Yes. I'm provocative. Needlessly. Yes, okay. Okay. But what am I saying that is wrong?
Is it good for India or not is the question.
Is it ultra virus of India's interests? Is it in any sense undermining of our national interest? If it is not, then please don't go on my personal attributes and traits. It's irrelevant. I'm nothing. What I'm saying is of value. My books are of value. My nuclear weapons, Indian security, is a Bible to Arun Prakash said is the Bible of the Strategic Forces Command. वो तो ठीक है. In Pakistan, when I, I remember Agha Shahi, the External Affairs Minister, or Bilkul used to speak Tamil beautifully. Agha Shahi. You know how? Why? He was ICS, Indian Civil Service, and he was Raja Gopalchari, who was the Premier of Madras Presidency, uska special assistant. Or when I met with Agha Shahi, he couldn't stop praising Raja ji. And because Karnad naam dega, he thought I was some, South Indian. I am, but I don't know. I'm from Karnataka, but I can't speak Kannada. My mother tongue is Konkani. But from that I understand it.
Right.
But he just mistakenly started speaking to me in Tamil. And I was so flummoxed, Agha Shahi, because, he's one of those Shia, Madrasi Shias community, very accomplished. हमारे ईरान में एम्बेसडर हुआ करते थे अकबर खलीली. What a tremendous ambassador. He's the only diplomat I ever respected.
This is Akbar Khalili.
Akbar Khalili.
He was ambassador to
Tehran.
Tehran.
Iran में. I had gone to Iran, the Iran-Iraq war के time पे. यार क्या connections उसके. He had direct access to Ayatollah Khomeini. I've been in audience with Ayatollah Khomeini on his Friday prayers. एकदम आगे बैठे हैं, मैं बिठाया गया. All because Akbar Khalili. Akbar Khalili would pick up the phone, Khomeini online. Our embassy in Tehran was the center of diplomatic activity when Akbar Khalili was there. You know why? Because he could speak Farsi. And Shia Muslim.
Where are we now?
What important. Sab kuch was falling in place. All the germ, I remember one evening with Akbar Khalili, he said, Bharat, have dinner with us. ठीक है. So he said, come for drinks. ये वो. तो सबके सब NATO countries के ambassadors थे. यार हमें कुछ बताओ क्या हो रहा है. हमें तो कुछ पता. We had no access. They imprisoned in their compound में बाहर जाने नहीं देते थे. वो पासदार में बैठे थे बाहर. पहरा देते थे. Can't go out. अंदर जाओ.
And now our diplomacy is nowhere seen in the Iran theatre.
Akbar Khalili was the only diplomat I said where the foreign service did India a good deed by putting a round peg in a round hole. Otherwise, if you join the foreign service, you're supposed to pick a language, primary language, foreign language. आप फारसी पिक करेंगे, आपको कंबोडिया भेज देंगे. वहाँ से आपको स्पेन भेज देंगे. आप स्पेनिश पिक करेंगे प्राइमरी, तो आप स्पेनिश स्पीकिंग कंट्री में कभी जाओगे ही नहीं.
ये विडम्बना है.
हाँ, तो ये हमारा हाल है. करियर मैनेजमेंट विद द फॉरेन सर्विस. I asked, not for saying, I asked a lot of external. Jaswant was very close to Jaswant. Yeah, Jaswant, he said, Bharat, don't ask me, it gets my goat. अब foreign minister
Foreign minister कह
रहा है मुझे. अब क्या बताएं? I mean, if they give up, I can't handle the system yet too much.
My goodness.
I don't want to get into it. Chalo. Nobody wants to reform the structural. That's why I keep saying structures are all purane. But even those structures, British structures, there was some edge to it because there was specialist language. You learn a language. But there they kept at it. Meaning if you spoke Farsi, you were in Iran. You were Iran specialist. Always. Essay. That's how you groom your diplomats. Up to Jaishankar, his primary language is Russian, I think. He pulled exactly one term in Russia, Moscow. As first secretary, I think. Uske baad, that's it. He went to China when he didn't know Chinese from him or me. कोई पुपु करेगा, what do you know? वो Chinese में कुछ बकबक कर रहे हैं, you don't know a damn thing. He was the ambassador. Thankfully, he understands English a bit better, so he was in Washington. But this is the thing, na. Everybody who IFS में जाओ, everybody wants to be in Europe. Safe, comfortable station.
अच्छी वादियाँ हैं.
हाँ. No work to do. आजकल क्या
peacefully.
है? What dispatches do you write? You don't write dispatches. I write a better dispatch sitting here at my computer than any chancery anywhere in Europe. I can do a better job. I'm connected. I know many people in the वहाँ पे. उनको पूछेंगे क्या हो रहा है? I'll write it. Far better than I have better access, I think, certainly in the US than any of our diplomats. Why? Because I went to, during Reagan's time when I was there, President Reagan's time. कैलिफोर्निया का था गवर्नर. हमारी डिग्रीज पे उसके सिग्नेचर्स हैं.
अच्छा.
यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया.
Yeah.
You were the governor of the state of California and the regent of the University of California. तो उसके मेरे डिग्रीज उसके साइन. When he became president, I'm in Washington. So you have the kind of access that our Indian diplomats didn't have. वो बोलते यार बताओ क्या करना है, वो कौन है ये, इनसे कुछ. It's to happen. They had no access. They'll have access at the level of the counterpart State Department. I had access to the Assistant Secretary of Defense, Richard Armitage. We were good friends. और एक था बहुत जबरदस्त, he was extreme anti-Russian, Richard Pearls. ऐसे सब लोग I had access. My diplomat had no access. और ambassador किसी ने कॉल कर दिया दिल से हो क्या है कि मिलो. Otherwise no access. So because you have to know, if they know that you are acquainted, you are familiar with our culture, with our idiom, the way we speak, the way we think, it's so much easier. You can get a dialogue going. But if you don't know anything, if your first posting is like, say, Jashankar's, when he was first secretary, he had just joined the Foreign Service. By now, you're 25, 27 years old, Foreign Service. 25, 27, by then your whole worldview is set now. You're not a 17-year-old kid. तो क्या आप कौन सा बड़ा तीर मारोगे? In terms of having insights, this is what matters. What do diplomats specializing in their areas provide to the government? They provide insights that you can't get sitting here by third parties.
The pulse.
So, but we still have strengths. Let me also say, our presence in Nepal and other places are very good. Our presence in Pakistan is very good in terms of the whatever it is. But I mean,
I'm waiting to hear, sir.
But they have an equally good presence here. I mean, I remember one of the things that jokingly used to be said, कि we have a half-hour edge. If there's a nuclear war, we have a half-hour edge because the decision in GHQ Rawalpindi, when it's made, we get to know it in half hour. A cabinet decision made here, they get to know about in 1 hour. So we have a half hour.
India has a half-hour edge.
We have a half hour edge. But they're very professional, I must say. They're very, very. I'm very impressed by the Pakistan military. They're very, very
They
professional.
always cash on the nuisance value, right?
Always. They know what the value is.
I mean, you see, he's Field Marshal Munir. He's there in front of, he's sitting on the same table as Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And we are wondering what to do.
You lost it, no? You don't have that.
And this is after Iran and Pakistan had skirmishes just a while back.
Yeah.
And they're firing.
Yeah, I mean, they don't like each other.
They don't like each other. And
they
have the equal treatment of the ships going through Strait of Hormuz.
Yes.
And whereas,
By the way, they have a free access for all their ships. You know that.
Exactly.
We have on a case by case. They're giving us free. We don't have to pay the $2 million per vessel. But it's अच्छा आज हमारे
वो मिसाइलें दाग के भी हमसे बेटर टेबल पे है और हम दोस्ती का हाथ बढ़ा के भी
नहीं. But there are other things, na? Shared border, that makes a difference. Shared Islam religion, whether it's Shia Sunni doesn't matter in the larger scheme of things. और शिया यहाँ भी है, पाकिस्तान में भी, जैसे इंडिया में है, तो वो सब है. These are counter
वो बेशक सौतेले भाई होंगे लेकिन भाई तो हैं.
हाँ, है. और and they're close to China. China is helping Iran. See all that. वो भी it matters कि Pakistan is via media, just as it was for the US when Kissinger went to Beijing. Now they are there trying to make a
So
thing.
ये हर तरीके से हमेशा अपना फायदा उठा लेते हैं.
है ना? अच्छी बात है. That's how they exploit their location. I keep saying, location, geography is the most important thing. इस्तेमाल भी करने की आपको होना चाहिए ना वो.
टैक्ट होना चाहिए, दम होना चाहिए, वजह होनी चाहिए.
विजडम होना चाहिए कि भी कैसे इसको एक्सप्लॉइट कर सकते हैं. बहुत बढ़िया सीख लिया उन्होंने कैसे करते हैं. है तो कुछ तुम्हारे पास है नहीं,
पैसे हैं नहीं,
पर
वो
कैसे
IMF में
क्या सबको नचाते हैं.
बेल भी मिलेगी, लोन भी मिलेगा.
रशिया को भगा दिया. हामिद को ग्रेटेस्ट थिंग वाज प्रिसाइसली किसको भगाया, रशियंस को भगा दिया. वो कह रहा था आपके अगेंस्ट हम शुरू करेंगे. Is it told me? I remember when I come back from Pakistan, I am debriefed by RAW, Special Branch RAW. So every time I go to Pakistan, I'm debriefed by Special Branch RAW. हम बताते हैं उनको क्या. So I'm the only one who has been briefed on the Pakistan nuclear by the main man in the Pakistan nuclear thing, Osaf Ali, Lieutenant General Osaf Ali, Shia.
And he was what, sir?
Lieutenant General Osaf Ali is the main man in the Strategic Plans Division, Chaklala, their nuclear secretariat. The most important man nobody has heard of. He is the central man who controls the nuclear weapons.
And he shared with you?
He was briefed, officially briefed me. So I was basically on a nuclear signaling thing. That's how I was used by Pakistan. And the government of India knew it. That's why I'm debriefed. क्या बताया क्या चक्कर. Nobody, the curious thing, there's just a small little thing, but nobody had a visual fix on Osaf Ali. कैसे दिखता है? What does he look like? And here I'm sitting next to him for lunch. There's a briefing.
And we don't know कि वो कैसा दिखता है.
He didn't have. There was some conflicting thing in the intelligence. He was very secretive. He used to never. He's not public.
Something like we had Kao Saab की 2-3 photographs ही खींची है.
He's not. He was not publicly very visible. So because he's manning the main thing. No, but हमें brief करके session के बाद हम lunch में गए. No, but the point was that this man joined the SPD as a major. In situ, he was promoted all along to become head of SPD. So by now he knows everything about everything. हमारे SFC में every 2 years it's a rolling position, rotating position. There's no cadre. That's what I've been saying to the government, advising.
ये rotation बंद करो.
Rotation because create a specialist cadre, nuclear cadre in the military.
Correct.
In each of the 3 services. Admiral D.K. Joshi took me up. He set up a nuclear cadre. I remember meeting him. He said, Bharat, we have set up. We have accepted your advice. We have done a very good idea. अब खत्म हो गया. Why? There are not many nuclear platforms. हम ऑफिसर cadre तो हैं. Platforms कहाँ हैं? अब आ गया रिदवान आ गया, ये आ गया. पर अभी तक hunter killer nuclear submarines तो है नहीं. So, and I can understand that. If we don't have the platforms, what's the point in having a specialist cadre? बात तो ठीक है. But what we have done, anyway, that's a separate thing. The point to make simply is, we do not, what assets and resources we have, we don't use them well. The point I'm making. While the Pakistanis make a lot out of little. जो है उनके पास उनको पता है हमारे भाई इतने ही हैं यार, ये ठीक से इस्तेमाल.
और हमें परेशान करने के लिए बहुत है.
हाँ, more than enough. उनके का तो सिंगल माइंडेड है, यही है.
Bleed India
उनको परेशान करो बस. और हम इजीली परेशान हो जाते हैं, तो और अच्छा है उनके लिए. वो करते हैं कुछ नहीं है, वो पर हम परेशान हो जाते हैं. हमारा कोई कुत्ता मर जाता है, वो पाकिस्तान ने किया. I mean, the point to make is we blame Pakistan for everything, which is a ridiculous thing. It trivialized the whole damn thing. They're very happy. We are so paranoid about Pakistan. वहाँ चाइना आपका ओपनली लूट रहा है. अमेरिका आपको ओपनली लूट रहा है और आपको पता ही नहीं, आप यहाँ वहाँ की बात करते रहते हैं.
How do we contain Chinese, sir? 2 year, 5 year, 10 year? Because there's a chicken and egg situation. मेरे पास ये नहीं है.
नहीं,
आपने ट्रिप फायर की बात की, which
हाँ.
was a very
No,
logical.
I said first have achieved the military impasse with the nuclear tripwire, forward deployment of our nuclear forces. Agni Prime Rakho in a second tier. First, I said the first tier of nuclear defense should be atomic demolition munitions. क्या चीज़ है? Very easily made atom bombs. 5 किलोटन का एटम बॉम्ब, सूटकेस साइज, इतने साइज में बनता है, बॉम्ब है. हाँ, माउंटेन पासेस पे लगा दो.
What about the radioactive leaks? Huh?
No radioactivity. The mountain collapses on the advancing Chinese forces. Earth is the best absorber of gamma rays. क्या चीज़ है? I explained all this. The options you have. You can do it. But if you do it, you have a provocative stance like that, forward deployed on the LAC, Chinese will be thoroughly discombobulated.
ये क्या हो गया?
ये क्या
हिंदुस्तान
हो
ने ये
गया?
कैसे कर दिया?
हाँ, ये इनको
शांति
कैसे?
प्रिय कंट्री ने ये कैसे?
हाँ. So this is the thing. Na? You have to surprise the enemy. That's the whole point about Chinese Sun Tzu. Surprise, always surprise. Strategic surprise. Surprise the enemy. They always surprise everybody.
Like उन्होंने गलवान में.
और हमारा तो we are so predictable. We telegraph everything what we are going to do 3 miles ahead, 3 years ahead.
हमारी
Surprise किसी को है ही नहीं.
डॉक्ट्राइन मीडिया में पहले पता है जब आप पॉलिसी अंदर बनाने ड्राफ्ट कर रहे हो.
वैसे ही. So this is the thing. We lack the basics of strategic policy making. The strategic mindset that you need to have. The basis of making strategic policies is absent in our policy making. And I'm going strictly by outcomes. There might be some structures there, I don't know. But what are the outcomes? How do you judge a successful policy? By the outcomes, no? Not by your intentions. You may intend something or the other. जो कुछ intend करते रहे.
Is this a peril
What is
of,
the outcome?
so is this a peril of democracy, especially a multi-party?
Yeah, democracy is an excuse we use for everything.
I'm asking, sir.
No, I'm asking, I'm telling you. Other democracies नहीं है. ज़्यादा नहीं है, पर
सर जो है वो बहुत आगे चले गए ना मिलिट्री
नहीं,
पावर में ऑलरेडी.
no, कुछ भी हो.
वो भी बाई पार्टी
It
है.
can't be an excuse, no? कितना आप
I get that.
70 years आपके independence हो गया है. आप still, you are still beholden to the West. कितना टाइम चाहिए आपको बदलने में? I am post-independence generation. I don't have any of the things, simply because, thank God, maybe I went away early. When I went, I was 17, I was out. And I got that thinking, yeah, national interest in everything. Which is what I got from my American education. Undergrad, grad. Under some of the greatest pioneering strategic thinkers in America. Bernard Brodie. He wrote the United States Air Force Nuclear War Doctrine. 1951 में. He founded RAND. वो हमारा PhD advisor. Ustad थे ना. They are the people dealt with, all kinds of, during the heat of the Cold War, when nuclear war was imminent. And the margin of error was slight. So your brains had to work on overdrive. कि भाई क्या करना है? हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ crisis, सब ढीला ढाला. No matter what happens, ढीला ढाला. We don't feel the urgency, the immediacy, the opportunities that are fleeting.
प्रोफेसर भारत साहब, आपने अपने उस्तादों से जो सीखा लेकिन आज मुझे आप उस्ताद जरूर मिले. एंड आपकी एक्सेस तो बहुत जगह रही. आई कैन प्राउडली से टुडे आफ्टर मीटिंग यू दैट आई हैड एन एक्सेस टू यू एंड थैंक्स टू योर बेनेवोलेंस फॉर दिस, क्योंकि आई डिड नॉट नो यू एंड in spite of that you just gave me the time beyond what was scheduled. I'm so grateful to you for
who wants to know.
It was mesmerizing listening to you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot for all the time.
Not at all. Very good.